Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Series here on the PS5. Tonight, in Season 5, it's round 4. We are going for the Three-Peat. Can we make it 3 wins in a row here in Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? So victory tonight would be our 3rd year in a row that we've won the Baku Grand Prix. We won it last year with Oscar and the year before with Oscar as well. When we make it 3 in a row, we should do. I mean, we've got a much better car at this point than we did last year. Didn't have quite so many upgrades dropped on the car in preparation for this race this year compared to last year, but we are still mighty fast now. Let's take a look at just how good our car is. We have a slight difference in performance between our two cars, which I will show you right now. We are being a bit more cautious, trying to avoid getting caught out with expensive emergency purchases like we were last year. But there you see, with all the brand new parts on Oscar's car and a couple of parts rolled back on Mick's car to the earlier spec, there you can see just how quick a car we have going into Baku. Fastest at top speed, fastest acceleration, best DRS. We also have the best low and medium speed downforce. This car should fly around this circuit. I'm really looking forward to hopefully a dominant performance here. So with all that in mind, let's set some very aggressive targets for tonight. We are going for 2 in the top 6 in qualifying. Both cars into Q3. Fastest lap is the incentive. That should be straightforward enough. We are going for 2 on the podium tonight. Actually, let's be slightly more cautious because Mick hasn't got the same spec, so let's go 2 in the top 5. That's still one of the most aggressive finish positions we've ever chosen. We've got a new streak on the finish position streak, 1 in the top 6 for 2 races. That should be straightforward. And our quali streak, we've got a new one of those that we're working through at the moment, 2 in the top 12 for 5 races, 1 down, 4 on that to go. In terms of spare parts, now you can see we've got a spare chassis for Oscar, and we've also got spares now for Mick as well, because he's on the older chassis. This is just in case Oscar bins it. I don't want to have to pay emergency manufacturing costs, because that took nearly 8 million out of us last year, and about 22.5 million out of us the year before. Front wing, we've got enough for them to both have the same brand new front wing. Same with rear wings. Side pods, again, both on the new side pod. Both on the new underfloor, no spares, but should be okay. And then suspensions, the new suspension on Oscar's car. Not giving a massive boost, as you can see, in comparison to Mick. Just a little bit of extra speed, a little bit of extra downforce, a little bit of extra brake cooling. But again, just don't want to incur that emergency manufacturing cost if we do end up clipping a wall and damaging something before the race itself. Let me check car development. You can see we've got another underfloor that is 28 days away, and then a suspension that's 12 days away. These have been hit with another design center fire, so because of that we are going to go ahead and just make an extra underfloor. Hopefully we only need the one, but given that it's going to be 28 days plus another 14 days on top before we can actually get 2 new underfloors, or brand new underfloors on the car, it makes sense to have at least 1 spare. Alright, good evening Jeremy, evening Victor. Let's head to Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Greetings from Azerbaijan, where we're back in the country's capital. Well, it's not every weekend that Formula One arrives at a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but arrive here we have. Drivers will race around the historic streets of Baku, which includes the race calendar's tightest corner, beneath a medieval fortress wall. Baku City Circuits challenges drivers like few other tracks. The tight section through the old city demands precision. The main straight, pure, aggressive acceleration. And every corner is a challenge for tyres. Ferrari are giving this newcomer their first shot at a Formula One race, and it's exciting to see how they'll fare. Okay then, let's get to it.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Ferrari running their reserve driver in a sprint race. That's an interesting decision. Going to really hamper whoever they sit out for the first session in terms of getting practice and set up for the circuit. But I imagine that'll be Perez that'll be dropped instead of Russell. We are going to go with medium tyres in this first session. Baku is 15 laps for a run. And let's go with a 2, a 10, a 2.8, a 2.9, and a 0.95. Not changing any parts, we're going to stick with what we've got in the car. As for Oscar, again, 15 laps, drop those settings down. And let's go slightly different. Let's go with a 1.5, a 10.5, a 3.7, 2.95, and a 0.8. And let's see how we do with that. Evening, Baron.
Ready, check.
Come out loud and clear there. Watch those curbs.
Okay.
Well, I'm doing very well, Baron. Thank you. How about you? Really looking forward to tonight's race. Should be our first win of the year. And hopefully, if we can get it, that'll make it 3 on the bounce here at Baku. Got to imagine it's going to be Oscar that's going to get that win as well. Given the little bit of performance difference between the two cars, we should see him being very quick. But it doesn't mean that Mick is going to get left behind. Mick should still be very competitive here tonight. Evening, Mr. Water.
What's your feeling?
All right, only 82%, so we need to change that quickly. Have got to get this setup nailed as quickly as we can, especially with new parts on the car. Means our overall confidence going into this weekend is going to be much lower than it normally is.
Car filled. Quite good.
Okay, copy that.
I'm going to go with a 10 on the rear wing. I'm going to convert this to a 2.8. I'm going to go with a 1, a 10, 3.28, 3.15, and a 1. That is very tight. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be that. Let me drop that down a little bit. Going to go with that. Feeling confident about that. Let's throw a little bit more fuel in just in case we've got it right. We've got feedback on Mick. Oh, that's terrible. Call him in early as well. Was very pleased with Liverpool's performance last night. 6-1 at home, 11-2 on aggregate, which I think is the highest aggregate win at that stage in UEFA League history. Certainly a club record, I think. Biggest ever win for us in the competition. But I have missed the draw, so if anyone knows what the draw is, I'd love to know who we're playing in the next round.
Company penetrate.
Pit limits are on. We will stop you in front of the garage, so just watch for the mechanics.
Okay, so change is definitely needed. That's going to have to be a 10.5 then. Let's make that a 3.7. 2.5. Let's go 2.10.5, 3.7, 2.85, and a 0.7. That's not enough. The cornering is off. Let's go 1.5. That's even worse. Let's go 2.5, 10.5, 3.7, 2.8, and a 7. I'm not convinced by that either. All right, gonna go with that. I'm just spitballing that one there. So Crawford is in for Perez. You can see him down in 20th place in the standings right now. As we send Oscar back on track. And there we go. Fingers crossed, those changes that we've made will be the right ones. Oh man, look at that car part knowledge. That's really low.
How does it feel?
96, that's pretty close. Gonna leave him on track. I need the track time now because with car part knowledge that low, gonna need every little bit of extra confidence we can get, and I don't want to take track time away at this point. We'll maybe look and see if we can gamble on the setup before qualifying for the sprint. %93% for Mick. Again, we'll go with the track time, and we'll look at making an adjustment before the sprint itself. Crawford is keeping pace with Russell in terms of best lap time. Oh, he's boxed. I was just about to see if they were lapping consistently, and he's boxed, so I can't actually do that comparison now.
This is checkered flag.
But I am curious as to the state of the powertrain. So that's Ferrari there. That's Crawford down there. Yeah, both running very similar spec cars in terms of powertrain. Wonder if there's a difference in parts. Alright, so we are going to need to make a couple of changes. Hopefully nothing too drastic. We get ready for qualifying.
And the race weekend continues. Here we are now at qualifying.
In a format familiar to our drivers, 3 parts of qualifying will decide who sits where on the sprint race grid. A good performance today will give them a real advantage for the rest of the weekend.
If we turn our attention to Pierre Gasly for a minute, Karun, how's he going to be feeling as qualifying approaches?
They must be feeling good after their fast lap times in practice. Confidence can do great things for a driver, so I'm excited to see how they handle qualifying.
Let the competition commence.
Okay. Let's have a look. Got to be more than just that one move. So let's make it down here instead. If we can. All right, let's go with that. Hope that that's going to work. Let's take a look at Oscar. Let's try that with Oscar. And let's send him out and keep our fingers crossed. I'm going to try and get through qualifying with as few runs as possible.
Work on the fronts as much as you can. Copy. So let's just concentrate on those tyres and brakes.
Copy.
Ocon and Leclerc now out on track as well. Far enough away that they're not going to be an issue for us. If anyone comes out as we are approaching the pits, they might be an issue. Norris now leaving the garage as well. Ideally, I'd like everyone else to stay in the pits now until we get through.
So we should be good on traffic. Pick up the pace and it will be go one.
No traffic to be concerned about. We recharge off before the last corner.
Here comes an Alfa Romeo. Don't get in the way, don't get in the way. Might have compromised Oscar slightly there. Mick was fine. Oscar has got the quickest car, which is why I've got him punching a hole for Mick. Try and keep Mick as quick as we can possibly make him in quali. So I am expecting Mick to post the fastest lap here, although Oscar might well take the middle sector. Which he has done. Now it's going to be a long sprint to the line. And there we go. That is our opening, our opening salvo for qualifying.
Let's follow the delta. We will box at the end of this lap. Box at the end of this lap.
Is that going to be good enough that we don't have to go again? Honestly, don't know. We will prep them for another run, just in case. But ideally, we will be staying in the garage. So let's take a look at Norris. Where is Norris? Actually, let's take a look at Leclerc. Much quicker than Ocon. Oh, wow. Well over a second clear of Charles Leclerc. Did he get held up somewhere? Half a second clear of Norris. This is encouraging. Perez about to start his flying lap. He has got some traffic by the look of it. As Max is leaving the garage.
Let's go pit lane.
Bottas up to P5 ahead of Leclerc, so Leclerc must have been held if Bottas is quicker than him. Nobody's come close to our times yet, but there's still plenty of time in the session to go, and I think there are some unrealistic lap times out there already in terms of Leclerc, and probably for sure as well. Perez has had a nice clean lap here. Let's see what he can do. As the Alpines, the Alpine of Sainz goes in fifth, Gasly in fourth, Perez 8/10 behind us. I think we might have some real pace compared to the rest of the field. Let's see what Max does. He starts his flying lap. He will potentially have a little traffic to contend with here. It's all been very clean from Max so far. Ferrari's going to peel out of the way. Not a good lap for Giovinazzi. Traffic gets out of the way there, but this might be an issue. It is. So this will not be a representative time for Max. And he's in 8th. Bad final sector. But he didn't go purple anywhere else on the lap, so that still fills me with some confidence. Let's advance some time. Get ready for the final runs. We are staying in the garage. Actually, let's have a look. Did we get the setups right? Oh, look at that. 100% setup for Mick. Beautiful. So the changes we made worked. What about Oscar? Ah, we made Oscar worse. Okay. Can't undo those changes, unfortunately. Let's try rolling the wing back a little bit for the next run. See what that does. We're going to keep an eye on Max because he's going to be our biggest threat, I think. And here he comes. Going out behind his teammate as well. So he's going to try and get a slipstream. It's going to be very congested at certain parts of the lap here. And that is about as close as you can get to your teammate if you're trying to slipstream him. This is actually going to work against Max because he's too close. This could see the two of them fighting on their actual fast lap unless another car comes through to break them up a little bit. Can anyone challenge our times? Leclerc has improved on his previous run up into 3rd, just a couple of tenths away from Mick now, a 10th behind Oscar. But nobody else has really come close. And Max needs a good time here, which he should get, because he is in danger right now in 15th place. Joe is definitely going to improve, but it's a question of how much he improves by, because he's 4 seconds off the pace at the moment. Got to imagine Hajar will find some more time. Maybe Bottas. Stroll should find some more time. Giovinazzi, I don't know. Bottas has crossed the line. He is out. Hajar is out. Joe is also out. He did find more time, but not enough. And that's it. The bottom 5 is set, as Giovinazzi is not improved. So Max is safe. Now it's a question of how quick he's going to be. Will the Red Bull slipstream be enough to take provisional pole as we head into Q2? Cars heading to the pits might slow both Red Bulls down here. They have. Max is so lucky. He's not... Oh, he has improved enough anyway. I'd say that would have been something if he'd been eliminated because of that on both runs. But some definite pace in Red Bull, as we expected, so... another set of new tyres used for both Red Bulls there. So Giovinazzi, Stroll, Bottas, Hajar and Zhou are out in Q1. Let's move on to Q2. And I think I might need to do 2 runs here. Just to be sure. So we'll send Mick out first, and we'll get Oscar to slipstream him, and then we'll flip the order for the next run.
Really start to focus on your brakes and front tyres.
Copy.
To everyone lurking in the chat right now, do feel free to say hello. We're a friendly bunch here. If you're relatively new to F1 Manager and you want some advice or some just to ask some questions, do feel free. I will try and answer as best I can.
To push next lap.
Clear ahead. Good to go.
The Mick's getting a tow from the shore. Got enough of a gap that we should not get held up by him, but get a nice little speed boost. We've got some traffic coming up in front of us. That is Norris and Gasly. Not going to catch him in a favourable position here, unfortunately. Get past Gasly okay with both cars. Mick really getting a lovely slipstream from the back of the shore here. Might be a little bit of a problem towards the end of the lap. There's the McLaren of Norris. Out of the way for both drivers. And now you can see Mick is a little bit too close. He's got nowhere to go. But this is still going to be a mighty lap for Mick. In fact, he's going to try and get the overtake done.
Currently set P1.
There we go. That was a hell of a slipstream to be 4/10 quicker than Mick, than Oscar. A 141.2 and a 141.6.
Excellent lap. Run switch cool, box.
Copy.
I think this is Leclerc just starting a flying lap. No, setting a time. Slower than Oscar. I think with that time for Mick, he does not need to run again. Oscar might, and I do want to see what the feedback is on that wing change that we made. See if it's just balance the car a little bit more. We can always undo the wing change. We move out of Norris's way. Oh, there's a lot more pace to find if we were to go again, because driver confidence will be higher on the second run. So, with the exception of Leclerc, we're a second ahead of everybody else with mixed time. Oscar is 6/10 clear of everybody bar Charles Leclerc. As things currently stand, neither driver needs to run again. Oscar might need to. Possibly. Depends. We've still got a fair few cars to go. Both of the Haas cars made it into the top 10 in Q1. Neither of them has set a time yet. Max has yet to set a time. Albon should be relatively quick, so he'll jump up a bit. Look at Oscar's car, 95%. So we have undone a little bit of the damage, but it's not where he was going into quali at 96. Bit of a shame. I could push the front wing back a bit more, but that's going to now break more than it's going to fix. So that's Oscar's setup now, 95% for the rest of the weekend. We'll prep him for another run just in case. And we'll get Mick prepped so we can give him a tow if we need to. So Maloney goes P8. Porsche starting a flying lap. Where's Albon? Albon looks to have had a relatively clean run without much in the way of traffic. That's good enough for fourth, but again, he is almost a second off. So I think we're good. I don't think we have to go again. Let's see what Porsche does. He's got one McLaren to negotiate, but apart from that, he'll have no traffic to deal with. And he is a quick, if not erratic, driver. Still relatively inexperienced, is prone to making mistakes, but has got some very good pace stats. And the Haas car isn't horrible. Pretty punchy. Straight run to the line, no cars pulling into the pits to slow him down. It's not looking good for Perez. 2 seconds off the pace right now. Porsche goes up to 8th place. A couple of tenths quicker than Maloney. All right, let's accelerate time then. Let's try and stay in the garage. This is Leclerc's last attempt. Ooh, look at that queue of traffic. Evening, Army. Leclerc improves his time but stays in P3. But look at all the cars on the track map behind Albon here. He's got Gasly just behind him. There you see Gasly. Some of it has spread out a little bit. We've also got Norris, I think. Yeah, Norris punching through. And then we've got a couple of cars in a queue on outlaps. Oh, did he get held up? I think Albon might have got held up there. He's in P7. Gasly has not improved. Gasly is out. So, here's Max. Let's ride on board with Max. Who is currently in the drop zone. If he gets held up, which is possible, there is some traffic in front. He's got this McLaren to get through, which shouldn't be an issue, but then he's also got Gasly and Albon to get past as well. And potentially Ocon a bit further up. And Magnussen, maybe. Is that Magnussen? No, that's Sainz, I think. No, they're going to be clear. Max is currently in danger. Pourchaire on a flying lap. If Pourchaire can get a cleaner run than Max and go quicker than Max, that could be interesting. Russell is out. Gasly is out. Maloney looking to improve. Gasly moving out of the way. This is Albon now. Also moves out of the way. Uncompromised line for Max into the last section here. There's Pourchaire. Max moves up to third, so Max is safe. But again, we have not been toppled from the front two spots. Pourchaire crosses the line, does not improve. Norris is out. Pourchaire, Russell, Maloney and Gasly, they are eliminated. So Perez, having done no practice at all as he was subbed for Crawford, has somehow snuck into the top 10 by a small margin. He equaled Verschoor's time and was just 500ths quicker than Norris. But there you see, we are looking very good for a front row lockout again.
Let's get those brake temps warmed up.
To work on the fronts.
Yeah.
Take some free air.
Yep. Copy.
I really hope we can have commanding pace tonight, rather than having to scrap through it. We're going to do what we did last year in the sprint. We're going to protect our tyres to try and have an advantage in grip at the end, and then just try and break away, try and secure the sprint win. And then in the race, not sure how I'm going to approach the race just yet. Going to be one stopping, probably going to go mediums to softs.
No risk of traffic at the moment.
Okay, let's go. So, nobody ahead of you. It's good to go.
Not sure if Oscar's close enough for the full benefit of the slipstream here. We've got some traffic in front of us to potentially deal with. Oscar is definitely going to be quicker than Mick in the middle sector, with those improved parts in terms of chassis and suspension. He's got so much more low-speed downforce than Mick does. And he's purple in the first sector as well, so this could be, actually, you can see he's closed up quite a bit. This could be a mighty first lap for Oscar, and then we will run him in the front of the train for the second flying lap to give Mick a chance to either take the pole or slot in behind Oscar in P2. I would imagine he's probably going to take the pole from Oscar. That's fine. That's an easy thing to switch over in the race. Just want to lock out the front row. Right, this is going to be a mighty lap for Oscar here. You can see how much he's closed up. Well, 41.2, nearly 9/10 quicker. Excellent, excellent lap. Okay, Charles Leclerc on his first flying lap has got an Alpine behind him. We're going to get Verschoor setting the next time with Magnussen in close proximity. This could be a quick lap for Magnussen, potentially. Oh, it's not. It's not at all. All right, what can Leclerc do? He does go P2, but he's 7/10 off. There's Perez in the background. So Max goes P2, half a second slower than Oscar. Perez only good enough for 8th, a second slower than Max. Yeah, Ferrari not looking comfortable at this circuit. So now we're going to run them in reverse.
Oscar pit lane.
Oscar will take the lead. Schumacher will get the toe. And hopefully we will lock out the front row. Now it's just a question of judging when to go. Right, hopefully we're going to get clean running. We're not going to have anyone pulling into the pits to get in our way. If we do catch a car towards the end of our flying lap at the end of the straight, then they'll be pushing. So we might actually get a benefit from that. We'll see. Mick perfectly positioned distance-wise behind Oscar here to get a mighty slipstream. Leclerc is out now as well, and Verschoor's coming out as well. That's good. Those two are coming out early. They're not going to be a factor for us. The other traffic that I'm a little wary of. Six other cars yet to make an appearance that could spoil our attempt to put Mick on the front row here. Max is coming out. He's going early as well. So our biggest challenge is going to be from the Red Bulls, and we will get an immediate response pretty much from both of those two once we set our times.
You're clear. So it would be go one.
And track clear.
And we've got Ocon and Magnussen leaving the pits now. That's not ideal. Oscar doesn't improve, but then I didn't expect him to. Mick goes purple in the first sector. Everyone else now piling out. Ocon getting out of the way nicely for us. Magnussen is not going to be an issue now. He's about to start his flying lap. There he goes. Oh, Mick is just eating up the tarmac between the two cars. And it's 2/10 quicker than Oscar. So that is pole. Question is, can Oscar stay in second? Here comes Charles Leclerc.
P1. We will box at the end of this lap.
Copy.
Nobody else has gone purple anywhere else yet. Leclerc improves the third. Max even get close? I don't think so. There's no slipstreaming for Max here. It's the only reason we are as far ahead as we are. But I'm not complaining. Oh, that is not a bad lap at all for Max. He found something. Not a bad lap at all. So, Sainz on a flying lap. Can he challenge either of the Red Bulls? That is Charles Leclerc in front. Is he going to get in the way? Ocon coming up to the line. Stays in 7th. No improvement of Sainz at all. He stays in 5th. Perez stays 8th. No improvement for Albon either. So there we go. That is it. That is your top 10. It is a Red Bull 3 and 4 behind an Alpha Tauri 1-2. Sainz in the Alpine is 5th. Bashir in the Alfa Romeo is 6th. Then Ocon in the McLaren 7th. Perez in the Ferrari 8th. Albon's Alpine in 9th. And Magnussen in the Williams in 10th. Second practice now. Time to get some good time on the track. Getting some extra track knowledge, learn the car a bit more with those new parts that are on there. Try and get a higher level of starting confidence for the Grand Prix. Setups cannot be changed.
That's green light.
So use the free air.
Yep, copy.
So just 35% or 36% starting in this session in terms of car part knowledge for Oscar. Let's see how high we can get it. Some of those parts are shared with Mick, so there will be a decent uptick, but he is learning the new chassis and the new suspension on his own, so those parts will take a lot longer to learn. Mick, on the other hand, is sharing the new front wing, side pod and rear wing with Oscar. So those parts he will learn at a much quicker rate, which is why he's at 67% and will improve faster. And assuming there are no stoppages.
Got a car off, so just watch going through that.
Is everybody okay?
Yep, so the medical car's there on the right, he's okay.
As Gasly crashes out. Assuming there are no stoppages, i.e. red flags, we should get both of our drivers up to 100% on track knowledge as well.
The ending.
Yep.
see, what is the lap record around here? I do wonder. 142.8 set by Lewis in 2025. There you can see we won it with Oscar the last 2 years in a row. Going for 3. Right, Schumacher's car part knowledge up to 75%, 50% for Oscar. Now will hurt his starting confidence for the race. Track knowledge at 87% for both and climbing still. I just really don't want a repeat of Mick destroying his car twice last year. Destroyed it in the sprint and then destroyed it in the race. It cost me 3.4 million in emergency manufacturing parts. And then Oscar did the same in Miami, breaking his car in qualifying in the race. Another 3.4 million in emergency manufacturing. That's why we've got different spec on the cars this year. Not taking the risk that if one of them does bin it, we haven't got replacements.
That's the checker flag.
All right, so 80% car part knowledge and 100% track knowledge and setup knowledge for Mick. So he's going to be pretty strong confidence-wise. Less so for Oscar. Got his track knowledge up to 100, but 95% on the setup and only 50-something% on his car part knowledge. So, yeah, he'll be low 90s. Mick should be somewhere in the 97, 98 range, I think. Oh, only 86 and 94%. Okay, I was a bit off on that. Still, pretty good. Evening, Raver. Thank you for saying hello instead of lurking. Time for the sprint.
Well, it's a different format this weekend, with a sprint set to spice up today's events. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
It's not only the starting grid decided here, though. The top finishers in the sprint have the chance to score crucial championship points.
So let's see then how the teams tackle today's sprint, here in Baku.
Okay then, we are going with soft tyres, and so we're going to protect them and then really go for it towards the end. Going to go with 1 extra lap of fuel. Going to go really aggressive off the line. Engines are a little underpowered, but still should be more than good enough. Let's see what we can do.
Our sprint today sees the drivers take on 17 laps of the Baku City Circuit.
Expect to see plenty making the most of Baku's long, wide main straight. That's going to be their best chance to overtake and secure a strong result.
So then, it's time to see who wants that victory the most.
Me, I want the victory the most.
Now's the time for the sprint here in Baku. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Let's go.
Okay, good start from Schumacher. Verstappen trying to jump Oscar. And we're through.
Okay, so let's look after these tyres.
Okay.
Back on.
Copy.
Now already the front three broken away from Charles Leclerc. Is he on hards? He is. Again, the AI inexplicably going for hard tyres in a sprint where soft tyres are more than capable. So I'm going to try and burn out Max's tyres. I'm also going to try and let him burn out his battery. DRS will kick in at the end of this lap.
DRS in.
Not bothered about fastest lap in the sprint because there's no point for it. No sponsor reward.
Verstappen.
But I do want to get Oscar in front. He is the quicker of the two. Evening, Derek. Ah, watching on the big screen. And Sainz is now battling with Charles Leclerc. He goes side by side through the castle section. Leclerc should drop back. I don't think he's going to have the traction. Got the slipstream of Max though. And that was enough to just slot back in front. Going to be vulnerable though on the main straight. Although Leclerc has actually caught back up because we are not pushing our pace right now. In fact, we dropped Max without even trying. Max is out of DRS range, so this is the lap that we go for it, I think.
Copy.
Yeah, use the free air.
Yeah. Overtake is available. We will be swapping cars.
Wasn't quite sure what I was reading for a second there, Baron. Had to reread that.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Yeah, okay.
Need to defend that.
Yeah, copy.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Let's look after these tyres.
So, going to set the drivers up so hopefully they won't attack each other too aggressively, but will swap positions in the DRS zones so we can try and stretch our lead a little bit. Max is going to be pushing hard to try and keep with us.
Use energy.
Yeah.
Can we drop him before the DRS detection point? Don't think we can. Or maybe. No, not quite.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Leclerc is hanging on nicely in fourth place right now. He's going to be absolutely hammering those tyres, I think.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
And yeah, we're not breaking away from Max. Not unless we go for sustained pace, which I don't want to do. I want to protect the tyres and then go sustained at the end. So instead, we'll just try and make sure that we look after the tyres, get the batteries back to full. And go from there. Which means if we end up losing a place to Max, that's, you know, that's what it is. We will retake the position later.
Ball to play for still. Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
Ocon's got through. So Ocon on a push.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Don't want to let him join this scrap. And now we'll get Mick to
Okay, mate, we will
drop in behind while we're charging up. We'll let Max punch the hole in the air for us so that we can, as I say, protect our tyres, get those batteries recharged. We've got better softs right now than everybody on mediums. The only person with better tyres than us right now is Charles Leclerc in terms of life left, and we certainly got more grip.
We're good to push.
copy.
focus on bringing the pack back up.
Damn it.
Copy.
Just let Leclerc sneak back into range.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
To recharge on.
And we should have dropped him again by now. Oh, Magnussen's made a mistake, I think. Or is it just a three-way fight? No, I saw Norris getting past Perez and Magnussen getting past for sure, and I thought something had happened.
Copy.
We see Max really pushing his tyres. He's trying to break away from Oscar. We will use a bit of battery just to make sure he doesn't manage that.
Use energy.
Copy.
Right, ready, push, push.
Copy.
There we go.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Copy.
Ten laps to go. We've got a 2-second gap now to Charles Leclerc. Tucked in nicely behind Max. Battery's almost full.
Charge is good.
Copy.
Maybe just take it easy on the straight.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Ocon has jumped Charles Leclerc again.
Tyre conditions good, we can push a bit more.
Yep.
And energy is available.
Copy.
I think we just missed the DRS with Oscar. No, we got it.
Okay, recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Charge is good.
Copy.
Max's tyres down to 69%.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Back off now.
Copy.
Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to.
Copy.
We are giving up a lot of grip in that final sector there.
Yep. Copy.
No, sorry, that middle sector by running like this.
Got energy?
Yep.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
So we're going to run like this now. No need to save the tyres anymore. We've done enough to give us a nice tyre advantage over
Let's go
Max.
recharge on.
Batteries are pretty much full, so we can afford to just leave them in top up for now, and we can choose to brake pretty much whenever we want now. Well, I do want to wait a little bit longer if I can. Go with about 4 laps to go, maybe. Let's try and wear Max's tyres down that a little bit more. Let's push the fuel again now.
No saving required.
Copy.
Shorten up those braking distances, that will help us. Half a second clear pace-wise of Ocon right now. That gap's now to 3 seconds.
Recharge on.
Yep.
Let's go recharge on.
Copy.
And we're just on the edge of the DRS zone.
Overtake and go, come on.
Copy.
Pick up the pace.
Copy.
Make things uncomfortable for Max. Just for a couple of corners. There we go. Make sure we get that DRS.
So you can back off a bit.
Copy.
Now we're going to go for it.
Copy.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Let's keep the pressure on, mate.
Yeah, copy.
Sweet. Good job. Currently P1. Okay, so let's cool the car now.
Yeah, copy.
And that's both cars through. And hopefully, Max will not have the pace to keep with us now. We can keep our tyres pushed very hard now for probably the rest of the race.
So take it easy in the fast corners.
Max's tyres just over 55%, so we've got a huge grip and life advantage over Max now. In fact, already we've pulled out a second and a half.
Okay, recharge on, good job, recharge on.
Copy.
And that is a 2-second margin.
Bring the pack up. So recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, it's recharge on.
Okay.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Now we can replicate this in the Grand Prix. It should be pretty straightforward.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Max is trying to come back to us. We are a long way ahead of Leclerc and Ocon now. With us sprinting and Max now sprinting to try and catch back up to us. There's a 6.5 second gap between third and fourth.
Use energy.
Lift and coast 12. Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Recharge on, please.
Yeah, keeping Max at arm's length nicely here. Plenty of life left in our tyres. Max is down to 48%.
Let's push, come on. Pick up
He
the
is
pace
still
a bit.
trying to get back onto us. Let's disabuse him of that notion.
Alright mate, recharge on. Use energy.
Copy.
He's still coming. Max is not giving this up at all. So he's going to be a real threat in the race then. If he can stay this close to us.
Energy is available.
See, the 1:43.9 last lap. I'm guessing he's going to be slow this lap in comparison.
Let's recharge on.
We need to focus on the energy now.
2 laps to go.
Yeah, second slower.
I do not want you fighting, as long as that's clear. I don't want you fighting.
Just going to take a little edge off the tyres. I don't want them to go too hard into the corners and risk a lockup and a barrier hit.
Let's just keep it on the track.
And we have finally broken Max's spirit and his tyres. Let's have a look at the battle for fourth place here between Ocon and Leclerc.
Back off now. Copy.
Ocon holding Leclerc at bay, who is going to get the DRS for his last best overtaking opportunity. He's going to go around the outside into turn 3. Got the move done before the braking zone. So it looks like it's going to be a Red Bull 3-4. Yeah, 3.5 seconds clear of Max now. That threat is gone. So this is going to be 15 points in the sprint over 11 points for Red Bull, so we'll close the gap by 4. Ferrari aren't even in the points, so this might jump us above Ferrari. I think we're only 5 points behind Ferrari, memory serves. Ferrari not even looking like challenging for the points either. Perez not close enough to the back of Norris for a DRS run, or Sainz for that matter. At 4.5 seconds the gap at the end. Leclerc is going to hang on for 4th place.
Piastri
Perez not close enough to challenge.
Oscar Piastri there with a stellar drive.
What an outcome. They can go into the race full of confidence now.
And Sainz will get the final sprint point. So Alpine getting 2 cars in the sprint points. Same for McLaren, same for Red Bull, same for us. It's going to have some interesting repercussions in the Constructors' Championship.
And a brilliant sprint win for Oscar Piastri today.
And what a well-deserved P1 finish that was. Absolutely outstanding.
And there we go. Oscar taking the sprint win. Mick in second with the fastest lap, although that won't count for anything. And then it's Max from Charles, Ocon from Albon, Norris from Sainz, and then outside the points, Perez and Porsche rounding out the top 10. Let's move on to the main feature race.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
Baku has been the scene for some major on-track battles, like Vettel and Hamilton fighting for the lead back in 2017. Will we see more drama this year, I wonder? And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
But for now, though, let's get ready for all the action of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
So, we have achieved all of our qualifying targets so far, which is excellent news. We are going for the fastest lap and the finish position in this one. And we've got our streaks to do as well. Strategy-wise, nice and simple. We are going medium to soft. There we go. We're going to put in 2 extra laps of fuel. Going to go aggressive off the line. Try and control the pace at the start to really hurt the soft tyre runners, if there are any. And then we should be mighty quick in the final stint.
Final checks are being carried out on the grid, and it won't be long until we get underway. You and I won't be the only ones keeping an eye on Oscar Piastri, Karoo.
They start in P1, but will they be able to stay there? The first corner could be so crucial.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, so the first soft tyre runner is Albon in 6th place.
We will be swapping cars.
Let's see if we can break away. Albon's up to 5th already. Let's keep an eye on him. Oh, we've got a yellow flag already. That's Giovinazzi,
Caution through.
I think. Oh, no, Sainz has crashed. Oh, that's why I just saw no movement on the times for Giovinazzi. Sainz just blocking traffic. He's got going again, but he's opened up a 3-second gap now to Porsche, and he's missing a big chunk of his front wing, and he's destroyed those tyres. So Sainz's race is over. Try and see if we can sprint away from Max before the DRS kicks in. That would be nice. Leclerc is with him, also on the mediums. So Red Bull matching us for strategy. Russell is already through. And here comes Sainz into the pits. What tyres is he going to throw on? Definitely going to change his front wing. Might go hard tyres here. He's going for mediums. So expect him to go for another set of softs later. That's going to drop him a long way off the back of the train. .20 off the back of the field.
Let's go recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Copy. Bring the pack up.
Yep. Copy.
Slow.
Copy.
Just want to keep the pressure on.
DRS enabled. Currently P1. Car behind is Schumacher. Do your best.
Copy. Okay, recharge on.
Copy. We can just focus on charging the pack.
Yep. Copy.
And Leclerc has jumped Max.
Back off.
Copy.
Alright, they're back in range, as expected. It's so hard to break away and stay away when you're being chased by the two best drivers in the world. So now we're just going to try and do what we did in the sprint. Just control the pace. Keep the batteries in a good condition, as well as the tyres. We've got plenty of life left in these tyres to push later. They are fractionally better than the Red Bull tyres right now.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
And with our drivers swapping positions like this, because of the way our confidence stats are boosted thanks to our mechanics, we actually make a net gain by overtaking and losing a position. Not by much, but it's enough. Oscar, is he finally going to get the move done? Not here. Mick's got the DRS. Now we'll get the move done on Mick. And there we go. Nice big jump in confidence. Not a massive loss for Mick there, considering he's lost 2 places. And we'll go into don't fight for a while, seeing as we're not the lead car.
Use energy.
Charles Leclerc trying to break away from us.
Push more.
Yeah.
Much harder to do the same strategy we used in the sprint in a Grand Prix because there is going to be a pit stop. So drivers will be more aggressive and not have to worry about saving their tyres quite so much compared to a sprint where they just go aggressive and then they have to live with the consequences of that. Don't have to live with the consequences so much in a sprint because they in a main race because they can just change their tyres. They can box a little bit earlier, and so they can try and make these breaks for freedom like Leclerc's doing and not have the same consequences of running out of tyres that they would in a sprint. Does make it a little bit more interesting strategy-wise.
Overtake is available.
Copy. Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
But we've caught Leclerc, so his breakaway attempt has now come to an end. Mick will get back in range very soon as well. Oh, safety car. Ooh, now that makes things interesting. It's too early to box for softs.
Is he okay?
Way too early to box for
He's
softs.
just giving a thumbs up in the car.
Also going to give us a ton more fuel. I mean, I could box and go soft, but it just seems pointless. Going to lose a lot of positions, not going to get any gain. Oh, it's a red flag. Oh, well, there we go then. Now it's going to be soft. Giovinazzi has binned it. He's in the wall and is blocking traffic, which is why there's a red flag.
7. And there's the contact. But no matter the severity of the crash, it's always good to see the driver emerge unharmed.
So that's an interesting little plot twist. We've got 2 sets of soft tyres, brand new sets. So we are good. We are very good. We've got 3 sets on Mick. Means we've probably got 3 for Oscar as well. Yes, we do. Fantastic. I imagine we're going to see softs from Leclerc and Verstappen. I'd love it if they went on hards.
A sense of of deja vu here as the drivers.
No,
once
they've gone
again
soft.
face the
Everybody, I think, has
countdown.
gone softs, apart from those who started on the softs, who will have switched to mediums.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Right. So, we could try and make those tyres go all the way, but we're not going to. This is what bugs me, is that we can't reprogram the race strategies when we get a red flag stoppage. I really hope that's going to be something that we can do in the new game. There we go. And I want to be able to change driver commands as well on restarts. Again, it's something that we can't do.
Keep your pace up.
So Max has had to switch onto a new set of mediums. He's going to have to stop again. And that's because he doesn't have enough new tyres available, I'm guessing. You can see Leclerc on used softs. Which means he's either going to have to go onto another set of used softs or he's going to have to go mediums at the end. We are sitting pretty on soft tyres right now. 2 more sets of brand new tyres available. And another set of brand new mediums as well. And hards, for that matter.
I don't want you fighting.
As Ocon has jumped Max.
We need to focus on the energy now.
And is looking aggressive. He's going to try and make a move on us. It is a restart, so we've got to go 2 laps before the DRS kicks in. That will not be a thing in the new game. Laws for DRS activation changed this season to enable you to get the DRS after just the first lap.
You are free to use the energy when you want.
Copy.
Charles is trying to break away. We are going to go after him.
We'll push a bit harder and try and get up to him. Let's see.
And already we've dropped Ocon.
DRS is enabled.
So Max should get through here. And he does. Mick moves ahead of Ocon. Oscar.
You have energy?
That's not what I meant to do.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
Copy.
Recharge on, please, recharge on.
Copy.
So we should have enough fuel now to run in this fuel mode for the rest of the race, or at least close to the rest of the race. And Max has joined the back of this queue, broken away from Ocon, who's now coming under threat from Perez, who sets the fastest lap. And Perez moves through. I wonder if Max is going to try and go to the end. Oh, he can't, can he? Because he started on the medium, so he has to box again. So he'll probably be quite aggressive with these tyres. Treat them like they're softs and just push them. We could theoretically go to the end, but we're not going to.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Driver confidence levels have been reset because of the red flag. Something we're going to have to be a little wary of. Let's just up the pace a little bit.
Okay, push, let's go.
Charles is trying to break away.
Recharge back on, please, recharge on.
Copy.
Just let Oscar move through. We are going to be obviously favouring Oscar in this race. He has got the car that is in better aerodynamic condition. It's got more grip in the low speed. It's got more straight line speed. We want him to be spearing the charge, keeping Mick with him.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
And we can probably leave our tyres like this, I think, for this stint. Maybe go for an early stop onto the other softs. We might see a late stop for some of the other cars. you're thinking of helping me fund the new game. Well, that would be incredible if you do, Mr. Water. That would be very much appreciated. Welcome back, Army. How's the race going? We 1-2'd the sprint. We are second and third in the race after a red flag when Giovinazzi buried his car in the barrier.
You can use energy.
But we're in pretty good shape. Some of these strategies have been kind of thrown out the window a little bit thanks to that red flag. We've gone from starting on mediums to now doing a soft strategy. Verstappen has put on a new set of mediums, so he's going to have to stop again because he ran mediums in the first stint. Leclerc's gone from mediums in the first to softs as well, although his softs were not new. They'd done a run in qualifying.
Focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
And we are just managing our pace right now.
Copy.
Waiting for the opportunity. When we do get the opportunity to brake, we should be able to brake quite effectively. But I am thinking of going for the undercut to try and get some good overtakes in on slower cars to get the confidence right up. That's the downside to starting at the front, is that you don't get that many chances to get overtakes in and get the confidence level up. Evening, Jacob. No shame in lurking, but it's always nice to say hello to people.
Back off now.
Copy.
One thing I am wary of is the fact with Max in this train on the medium tyres, we are effectively giving him a little bit of a boost, allowing him to run at a slightly higher pace than he could possibly, potentially normally manage on those tyres. So I do want to try and drop Max at some point soon.
Copy.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
In fact, let's go for it now. Let's try and drop him now. Got a little bit of battery.
Go get it.
Overtaking is available.
Copy.
No, I haven't seen Oscar's helmet for the GP yet. It's not this weekend, is it? Is it next weekend? Damn it, I was trying to get the DRS.
Use energy now.
Unfortunately, I didn't. I gave it to Charles. Yeah, next weekend, I thought so.
So take it easy.
Copy.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Copy.
Let's go recharge on, please.
Okay.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Yeah, Max is pushing those mediums pretty hard, trying to stay with us. Now, I hope Oscar can get a good race, a good result in his home race. You know, too often we don't see the Australians do very well at Melbourne. Not since Daniel Ricciardo got a sixth place on his debut for Minardi. Or his debut season for Minardi. Back when sixth was the last point paying place. Or was it eighth? I think it was sixth. Again, Max is staying with us. He is treating those tyres like they're soft. He's just pushing and pushing and pushing.
Look after front tyres.
We need to get clear of Charles, I think, before we can break away. Max is definitely looking aggressive right now. He's going to have a lunge into one of these corners. Every time we shut him down like that, it's giving Schumacher a little boost to his confidence, which again isn't amazingly high right now, nor is Oscar's, thanks to that red flag resetting the confidence value.
Deployment should be good.
Copy.
Again, shutting Max down.
Okay, recharge on, recharge on.
This is why I'm thinking of doing an undercut. But I want to have the batteries full before we try and brake and sprint away. We'll push the tyres really hard. Try and just open up a bit of a gap where we can.
Bring the pack up.
Yeah.
Let's pick our pace up, let's go. Let's go recharge on, please.
Batteries are pretty close.
They'll come to us.
Perez moves up into fifth place. Again.
Let's go recharge on.
Copy.
Yeah, Charles is definitely on a sprint right now. .145.9. New fastest lap for Mick Schumacher, 145.8. Left Max in the dirt there. Did we get the DRS this time? Yes, we did. Just.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy. Okay, let's go recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on.
So we've got that little cushion to Verstappen now. Wow, look at Leclerc's tyres. He really has been pushing them hard. It's no wonder we've been struggling to keep pace with them if he's been pushing that hard.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
Keep looking after these tyres.
Copy.
Yes, Raven, you can ask me a question. Go ahead. I called you Raven. I meant Raver. Apologies.
Get the tyres down now.
Yep, copy.
Just swapping out parts, wear out your pit crew. I'm not 100% certain. I think possibly. I haven't seen anything concrete on that. But don't forget, I mean, even if your pit crew is well rested, there is still a chance that they will make a mistake. If they're making mistakes on every stop, then I would have to say yes, perhaps it does. But if they're only making the odd mistake here and there, I would have to say maybe not. I mean, it's hit and miss. I've got a really well-trained pit crew, so they don't make mistakes that often. It's hard to judge. I've won the pit crew challenge 3 times in the last 4 seasons and came second on the season that I didn't. And I'm leading the competition this year as well. So it's hard to say for definite, because I do pay a lot of attention to my pit crew's fatigue level. But I think if you're just smart with how you put your training together, it shouldn't really be too much of an issue. You'll get the odd race where you get a weird anomaly where you just don't get great times, but as I say, there's always a percentage chance if you're going to have a mistake, you know, regardless of how well rested they are.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Is there a particular team or driver that I cheer for? I don't have a favourite team. Never really have. I mean, I've liked Williams, McLaren, Ferrari at various different points. You know, I've liked Mercedes, but more for the drivers and the battles than anything else. I've never really been a big fan of Red Bull. Although I was a big fan of Ricciardo when he was at Red Bull, because he was just such a great, fun driver to watch with his kamikaze lunges in the braking zones. He was just so aggressive. It was a joy to watch, but aggressive in a safe way. Just, you know, not like Max, who will just drive dangerously and push people off the track. He was just last of the late breakers. He was phenomenal to watch when he was, you know, in that Red Bull. But yeah, I mean, in terms of drivers, I'm always going to cheer on the British drivers, you know, being a Brit. Been a big fan of Schumacher, Senna. Really didn't like Prost at all. You know, drivers that have character to them, you know, always go down well. You know, like Ricciardo. And so obviously I've cheered on Mercedes because Hamilton drove for them, and now obviously they've got two British drivers in George as well. Everybody is a Ferrari fan. You know, deep down, everyone carries a little bit of a torch for Ferrari. I have since the days when Mansell used to drive for them.
Use energy.
Yeah, copy.
But yeah,
Get your head down. You can do this. Come on.
like I say, I don't follow any one team above all others. I don't have a team allegiance. You know, I don't necessarily have an allegiance to one individual driver as well. I'll follow multiple drivers, multiple teams. You know, I just like to see good racing. Speaking of which, here comes Oscar making the move. Can Mick get through as well?
Good job.
Just squeezed out as Leclerc tried to dive up the inside. Max is on a push again. We are going to be boxing soon in the next couple of laps. Let's go ahead and box next lap for Mick and the lap after for Oscar.
Box, 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 box. See if we can focus on recharge, please.
Copy.
Come on, Oscar, break away. Please break away. Yes, there we go. Yeah, Oscar in this game is rough. I mean, we signed him in season 2. We kept faith with Yuki Tsunoda in season 1, and we replaced De Vries with Lawson halfway through the season. And then season 2, we replaced Tsunoda with Oscar
Recharge on, please.
to get him into our training system as quickly as we could, and we've had him since season 2. And then at the end of season 2, we replaced Lawson with Schumacher. Oh, it's a mistake for Charles Leclerc. He made that mistake fighting against us 2 seasons ago. In the exact same spot, but he was driving for Ferrari then. No contact, he just made that himself. So Leclerc is no longer a threat.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Yeah.
His tyres are destroyed. His front wing is destroyed.
Yeah.
He's going to lose so much time limping back to the pits. He's down to 7th place, so if his confidence wasn't already destroyed, it certainly will be by the time he gets there.
Big shunt. Watch for debris.
Another crash for
Here we are then
Leclerc.
at turn 15.
It's just brushing the wall. Mick into the pits.
Copy that.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Perez is in as well.
Box.
Need a good stop. 2.4. It's a little on the slow side, but we'll take it.
Okay, it's going to be close on pit exit. Push, push.
And that drops us out behind Russell and ahead of Joe and Magnussen. So that's a nice position to drop into.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Hajar is an excellent little driver in this game. I don't know about Doohan. I've not used him in 24. Sorry, in 23. I used him in 22. He was decent in 22, but ate his tyres something fierce.
Okay, so let's look after these tyres.
Copy.
Let's look after these tyres.
Copy.
Nice. Schumacher into peak confidence. We'll get another overtake here on Russell pretty quickly. .5. Again, not a great stop.
There are cars coming out the pits.
And there we go. Schumacher up to 7th place. Into peak confidence now.
So slow.
Copy. And recharge on, recharge on.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Use energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doohan's smoothness rating in F1 Manager 22 was like 42 Oscar's was 48. They both ate their tyres something fierce in the first game. Obviously, their tyre wear's better in this one, but yeah, doing shredded tyres like nobody else.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Back off in high speed.
Copy.
To use the free air.
Yep.
So Joe's going to give up the DRS to Albon. So we want to stay tucked in behind Albon, or at least get the overtaking if we can.
And we need some big PU cooling.
Copy.
That's not going to work. So that's frustrating.
So focus on bringing the tyres down.
Copy.
So because we boxed really early compared to when we'd planned, unfortunately the tyre window is showing a little bit different. Have I dimmed the light bar on the PS5? No. I don't care about the light bar on the console itself. I do dim them on the controllers just to keep the controllers alive a little bit longer, but
Use energy.
Copy.
Work on your PU cooling.
Yep.
need to get Oscar through quickly now. Losing too much time. Albon dives into the pits, but we'll get the overtake. There are some tracks where that is a thing, which is quite nice. This is definitely one of them. And now we're going to get the overtake here on Zhou as well. And that is a nice jump in confidence for Oscar.
Back off.
Copy.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
Yeah, it was in the software update. I have seen the new interactions on share screen, which is kind of cool. A buddy of mine tested those out yesterday with me.
Recharge on.
So as long as we look after our tyres, we are now in a very commanding position. As Max boxes. So this has got to be for softs. Has to be, because he's done medium.
Gasly's just come in.
Gasly's in as well. Gets out of mixed way. That's a quick stop. That's a very quick stop. Oscar sets a new fastest lap without even really trying. And we get out comfortably ahead of Max. Got a 6-second lead over Max.
To recharge on, please.
Porsche and Stroll will be boxing soon, as will Ocon and Norris. And we're on the back of the pair of those already.
Energy if you need it.
Yeah.
And so much more speed than Stroll, we actually had to lift off through there. Twice. Porsche into the pits. We'll get the overtake done here. There we go. 4 seconds for Schumacher. 3.5 now. So he is stuck behind the battling McLarens. Max 7 seconds behind Oscar at the moment, so 11 seconds off the battle for the lead, nearly. Sainz into the pits. And he is a long way off. He's probably got other damage apart from his wing. See how far behind Maloney he is. 40 seconds. So yeah, he's got structural damage to his car. Suspension or chassis or both.
Norris boxed.
Norris finally gets into the pits, which means Ocon should be easy pickings for Mick.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Not a great stop there for Norris. Was he held? He might have been held. Yeah, he was held for Stroll coming in. And there we go, that's the move done to put Mick into the lead. Oscar closing in. Break away from Ocon now, just to make it a much easier pass for Oscar.
Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to. Focus on bringing the pack back up. Back off now.
And there he dives into the pits. We still get the overtake credit.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
And we are 1-2. Max is closing. Little bit by little bit. We are going to go for a fastest lap attempt very soon. I want Oscar to have the fastest lap, because he's going to be taking the win tonight. I'm going to try and really catapult him up in the driver's standings tonight. Mick will also get a nice big boost as well for second place in the sprint, second place in the race. But the long-term objective of this series has been to make Oscar a world champion. And we've got a real shout of that this season.
Recharge on.
So where is Charles Leclerc? He's all the way down in 17th place, on mediums now to the end. Let's see what kind of pace he's got at the end of this lap. There is Max, just hazy in the background, but he is not catching us. That's the difference in having our driver confidence in peak compared to where they started. Joe sitting pretty in fourth place right now, but he does need to stop again. I was excited for Mercedes for a second. I was like, wow, they're actually going to get some points. But no, they won't. Joe's going to drop too far behind to be a threat, I think. Yeah, because all the cars he's going to drop behind are already on soft as well.
So we will go recharge off.
So we're going to charge up Oscar, get his battery full, and then we're going to sprint both cars. And with Oscar getting the slipstream, he should make the fastest lap unattainable for everybody else. That's the theory. Whether or not that actually comes to pass is another thing. Perez on the charge right now as well. Fastest lap in the pocket for him at the moment. Moves past Joe. Gasly's going to jump him in a second as well. Yeah, easy as you like. So much more traction out of the corner. New fastest lap set by Valtteri Bottas. 144.5. So the lap record here is 142.8, set a couple of seasons ago by Lewis Hamilton. We are going to try and break that this year.
Push now. Overtake is available.
So here we go for the fastest lap attempt. The other benefit of going for a fastest lap is that we are going to stretch our lead over Max in the process. Oh wow, we're almost at extra fuel. That didn't last as long as I thought it would. I thought it would lap into the early 40s, but it's going to be out pretty much at the end of the next lap.
We need some PU cooling.
1:43.0. Oh, we just missed it. Might have enough battery for another lap. I don't think I do.
Let's go recharge on.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
And there we go. We've got a 12-second lead over Verstappen now. Yeah, we are going to run out of battery. That's a shame.
No energy bottom of the pack.
Should get a DRS off the back of this Alpine though, from sights. Maybe it might just be a little bit too far ahead. Yeah, we didn't get it. All right. So we didn't break the fastest lap.
Do split the coast. We need to focus on the energy now.
And that's it.
Do not want you fighting, as long as that's clear.
We're going to run like this now for the rest of the race. Healthy lead over Max Verstappen. Comfortable in first and second. A little bit of clean air between our drivers, so they don't trip over each other. Magnus and Zhou have now boxed. Maybe next year we'll get the fastest lap. I might have another crack later. We'll see. Right, any battles to focus on? Let's have a look. Russell and Ocon. Russell was leading the World Championship after the first two races. He's slipped a bit since then. He's not going to score many points tonight. He didn't get any in the sprints. That moves him up to 6 points for tonight, if he can hold it. Ocon's going to get the DRS though, so he's going to retake that place. And that's 4 points for 8th. Oscar's on to gain a whopping 34 points tonight for winning the sprint, winning the race, and getting the fastest lap. Mick's going to gain 22 points, 25 points for second in the sprint and second in the race. And we are going to jump so far ahead of Ferrari in the constructor standings. Ocon in this game is always a potential safety car. Yeah, he can be. He's a little bit erratic. Just like in real life, you know, good driver, but has a history of wrangling with his teammates. Charles Leclerc, all the way down in 15th pace. Doesn't have good pace in his car. He is closing on Hajar a little bit, but that's only because Hajar had a slow lap last time round. You can see he's lapping slower than Bottas. He's barely quicker than Albon, slower than Stroll. But everybody in front of him is quicker than him except for Hajar right now. Let's see what he does across the line. And there's Hajar with a more representative time. And it's a 1:46.7, so there must be structural damage to that Red Bull as well. Is he 0.7 a lap slower than Verstappen? Although there is a tyre difference, it's not that much of a difference. So there are other medium runners. All the cars in front, they're on mediums, and so is Perez. And they're all lapping significantly quicker, with the exception of Perez, who got held up by Ocon. And I expect Ocon is probably going to win that fight between him and Russell. I'm looking at Perez, not Russell. Yeah, Perez's pace isn't great in the Alpine in comparison to the Red Bull. But I'm guessing that's minor suspension damage to Leclerc's car, which will be hurting his cornering speed. Perez is in the Ferrari. I'm thinking I'm getting mixed up between Perez and Sainz. Lapping very comfortably in the 1:46s. Max is a little bit quicker, but he's so far behind. It's not really an issue. His tyres are in better shape, but we're looking after ours to the finish now. Hajar catches and passes Valtteri. Yeah, it really is going terribly, terribly wrong this year for Mercedes. Even worse than last year. They are bottom of the constructors' standings still at the moment. They have a chance to move up a little bit, maybe. But I don't think they will. I mean, Vasseur is probably going to beat... Let's see, what tyres is Vasseur on? Vasseur's on medium, so he's probably going to get beaten by Pourchaire. I don't think he's going to have the pace to catch Pourchaire, but he's finishing higher than Bottas. So even if Alpha are still on 0 points, which I think they are, then they're going to finish with a higher finishing position than Valtteri, which will count in the constructor standings. And Porsche is on for a point, and he's battling against Stroll. So he could be on for 2 points here. Perez has fallen away from Norris, but he has got ahead of Ocon, which I'm surprised about. Maybe he's trying to break clear. No, Ocon had a quick lap last lap. Oh wait, Ocon was getting past Russell, wasn't he? So Ocon has pulled away from Russell and is now hunting down the other Ferrari. And I don't think Perez is going to have the pace to hold Ocon back. So it's going to be a good finish from McLaren tonight. Ferrari will get some points. It's just a question of how many. Stroll is closing on Russell. Slightly better tyres. And he's bringing Porsche in tow. Russell could struggle here. Russell might drop down to 10. Leclerc now 8 seconds behind Hajar. So it's going to be 15th at best for Charles Leclerc. Is Zhou catching him, I wonder? Yes, he is. So an utter disaster looming for Charles Leclerc tonight. Another second taken out of him, nearly on that lap. 10 to go. And we are very comfortable right now. Max has got the gap down to just under 10 seconds. He had a very quick lap slap. 1:45.1. I don't think he can sustain that pace though. Looks like Leclerc's trying to push as well. He's closed up on Hajar and Bottas, keeping Zhou at bay at 3 seconds.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Oscar was in driving clean air the whole time. I didn't even realise that. No wonder we've been losing pace. We'll charge Oscar up just in case Max gets a little bit too close. Albon's got ahead of Shaw now. Briefly. Russell has been overtaken. Porsche is right there as well. And Ocon has got ahead of Perez. Gasly, a bit of a surprise, up in 4th place. And lapping faster at the moment than the McLarens as well. Who's going to get the DRS? It looks like it's going to be Ocon getting it. Oh, maybe not. No, he's just retaking the position, which means Russell will get it. Max has the gap down to 8.5. He is definitely closing on us.
Come on.
Copy.
Just up our pace a little bit. That little blur you saw in the background was Max. He is just visible. But he's starting to slow down at 1:45.9 on that last lap. Our pace is going to pick up a little bit. So the gap should stabilise now. Just got to bring it home. 6.5 laps to go. Max is still closing.
So let's lean on these tyres.
Copy.
This overtake will put Oscar back into peak confidence, I think. Yes, it will. And then that'll pick up the pace at the front. You know what, Gasly's only 3.5 seconds behind Max. I wonder if he could challenge him.
We will be swapping cars.
Max is still putting in some quick laps, 1:45.7. I'm not going to go for the lap record. I'm not going to just take the risk unnecessarily. Tyres aren't in the greatest of condition. Probably need brand new tyres to do that. Certainly do not want to box Mick and throw away second place. As quick as he would be on brand new tyres, I don't know if he would catch back up to Max. And I don't want to take the fastest lap away from Oscar, and I certainly don't want to take the win off him by boxing him. So the lap record from Hamilton will stand for another year, maybe next year. We'll be able to take it. There'll be minimal changes to the regulations for next season. So as good as our car is now, it's going to be even better at the end of the year.
5 to go.
And next year should be an absolute beast. Five laps to go. And we are sitting comfortably 7 seconds ahead of this man here, championship leader Max Verstappen. It is going to be 3 wins in a row at this circuit for Oscar Piastri. And whereas Mick finished 3rd 2 years ago, he didn't finish the race last year. So it'd be nice to get him back on the podium again. The 2-year anniversary of us getting our first win with this team is going to be a very dominant display. And I absolutely love it. Max 4/10 quicker. Again, not overly concerned by that. We've still got a very healthy lead. We've got full batteries and a bit of spare fuel if we need to push. A little bit of life left in the tyres as well. Just bringing it home.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Copy.
We always go well at Baku because of the upgrade cycle. But this has by far been the most comfortable race that we've ever had. And I don't think the red flag has really changed the outcome of the race for us that much. I mean, it's made it a little easier because we haven't had Charles Leclerc in contention. But we've had the pace over Max. Max's tyres are pretty much the same as ours. 1% difference. Evening, Jay. Yes, seen the trailer, seen the extra bit of blurb on their website as well. Lots of new features by the look of it. There will be a proper breakdown by Frontier on their Unlocked live stream on the 27th of March, last Wednesday of the month. 6 p.m. UK time on Twitch and YouTube. We'll get some more information and a better picture of what the game's going to be at that point. Pencil in for summer, which means probably end of July, end of August, in that kind of window. Three laps to go, well, 2.5 laps to go. Max still closing us down, but again, at half a second a lap, he's not going to get close. Zhou has caught Leclerc, but Leclerc has also caught, excuse me, has caught Hajar. So I have to say, Zhou's in the best condition here. His tyres are faster and with more life available than both of the cars in front. Could Mercedes get 13th and 14th?
Two to go.
Two laps left, 5 seconds ahead of Max. Just cruising to victory now. Perez is still holding off Ocon, but only just. Russell has dropped to 10th and has been dropped by Porsche and Stroll now. They've caught the back of Ocon and Perez, so Perez could drop down significantly here as well. Got to jump to that one because that is quite significant here. Ferrari got no points in the sprint. They are just ahead of us in the Constructors' Championship. We are going to breeze past them, but by how many points? Perez was on for 8 points. No, sorry, 10 points, I think. Oh, yellow flag. Please don't be one of my drivers. It's not.
Crash ahead, crash ahead, crash ahead.
It's Albon.
Dead free.
Now this was at turn 3. And unable to do
Oh,
anything
that's a
about
bad
that
crash. He'll get going again, but, you know, whatever chance he had is gone for a finish. Yeah, Perez was on for 8 points. Now he's on for 6. Russell was on for 6 points earlier, and he's now on for 1. Not working for Ferrari. Final lap, and we've got a 4.5 second lead over Max. Let's bring it home, boys. No heroics needed.
Look after the tyres.
Copy.
Leclerc trying to throw it at the inside of Hajar, has lost ground as a result, and here comes Zhou. The Red Bull's got the slipstream, but Zhou might throw it up the inside. He doesn't under braking. Albon boxes. Stroll gets past Perez. Comfortable victory.
Piastri has done it! He's got the win! And the winner today, it's Oscar Piastri.
What an amazing finish to a thrilling race. It's a real testament to their skill and the team's engineering.
Okay, and that is the checkered flag.
Mick brings it home in second place. Max in third. Perez hangs on to 8th place. Russell in 10th. So poor scoring for Ferrari.
So that's the checkered flag.
Last chance for Charles Leclerc to move up into 14th place to 13th place. Hajar just hangs on, so it's 12th and 13th for Alfa Romeo. There's Albon having boxed. But Sainz, with his disaster, already has finished a lap down. What a comfortable Grand Prix weekend this has been. 1-2 in the sprint. 1-2 in the race. Fantastic stuff.
Now, wasn't it an excellent showing from Oscar Piastri?
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
Well, they've been waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it. With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
And that's excellent, seeing both the team's drivers up there on the podium together.
And before they get back to work, I think it's time to cool off here in Azerbaijan. And down there in the Alpha Tauri garage, Kareem, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
Well, everybody, that's all from us here in Baku.
Coming up next, the teams will be taking a trip to the Sunshine State. The Hard Rock Stadium is laying down the track for a captivating race at the Miami Grand Prix.
There we go then, confirmation of the final result. It is a win for Oscar Piastri with the fastest lap as well. Maximum points available this weekend. He has taken them all. What a great drive he's had. And Mick has been superb as well, fulfilling the number 2 role, given that his car was slightly worse. We wanted to focus on Oscar this weekend, and couldn't have asked for a better supporting role from Mick. He's been magnificent as well. Max does take 3rd spot. Gasly up 9 places to finish in 4th. Did not see that coming. Good result for Lando Norris, up 2 places, ahead of Ocon in 6th. Stroll up 9 places as well. So Aston put in a decent performance in the main race there. Both drivers gaining significant places and points. Perez in 8th, with his teammate Russell in 10th, sandwiching Théo Pourchaire, who will pick up 2 points for Haas. Looking at the bottom of the standings, Bottas up 8 places in the end to finish in 11th. That could move Mercedes off the bottom of the standings, but still with 0 points. Shaw up into 12th. Hajar up into 13th, gaining 7 places. Leclerc down 10 to finish in 14th in the end, ahead of Zhou, Magnussen, Maloney, and then a disastrous weekend for Alpine. 12 places dropped for Albon thanks to his crash, and 11 places dropped and a lap down for Sainz after his crash early in the race. Giovinazzi failing to finish. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Max has top spot, but only by 2 points from Oscar Piastri, who leaps up into 2nd place. George dropping down to 3rd is 20 points behind Oscar, 22 off the lead now. Just 1 point this weekend. Charles Leclerc in 4th, picks up just 5 points this weekend from the sprint, nothing in the race. Lando in 5th on 41, Mick closing him down now with 33 points. It's 8 behind him, up 4 places in the standings, jumping Albon, Magnussen, Stroll, and Gasly as well, who also jumps up a few places. Sainz dropping all the way down there, thanks to his poor performance this weekend. A point in the sprint and then a disaster in the race. At the bottom of the standings, Maloney, Zhou, Hajar, Bottas and Vasseur are yet to score. And Vasseur is still above Valtteri in the standings, which means I think Mercedes may still be bottom. Let's have a look. Red Bull top with 120 points. We take a big chunk of points out of them tonight. moving above Ferrari, massively ahead of Ferrari. We're on 104 points, just 16 now behind Red Bull, and 49 points clear of Ferrari. That is awesome stuff. McLaren move up above Alpine into 4th on 55 points, tied with Ferrari, but Ferrari have a win to their name, which is why they are in 3rd. Alpine on 38 points, just 2 ahead of Aston Martin, who scored good points today. Williams dropped down to 7th. Haas pick up another couple of points. They're on 5 now. Alfa Romeo do stay ahead of Mercedes in the standings. In the pit stop competition, Max's stop was quick. I thought it was. Ferrari with 2 quick stops as well to take 2nd and 3rd. We get 4th with Mick and 6th with Oscar. No Charles Leclerc on the pit stop timings there, because his one and only stop was to fix was it to fix damage? I think it might have been. Of course, only 1 stop registering because of the red flag. And there you see we are outscored by Red Bull by 5 points tonight, but we do still hold a 12-point lead at the top of the standings. Ferrari move up into 3rd above McLaren. Alpine move above Mercedes into 5th. Williams jump ahead of Alfa Romeo, albeit without having scored any points yet. And let's see the stops there. A 2.4 second stop for Mick, a 2.5 for Oscar. Not quick, considering what our team is capable of. Our best stops are in the 2.1 range, and we're consistently getting 2.2s, 2.3s, so a little slow tonight, but we'll see how we do in Miami. Hopefully the pace will pick back up again. I forgot to look at the driver report cards. Never mind. Let's take a look at the sponsorship page. There you see we got the fastest lap and we got both cars into Q2. And then for the guarantees, we said that we would get 2 finishing in the top 5 tonight. We did that comfortably. We got both cars into Q3 and we qualified with 2 in the top 3, I think was the target. Was it 2 in the top 4? Yet. Sponsor-based rates, 3 million. We pick up an extra million tonight. So we've got 4 more million in the bank. Good. That was pretty bad English there. 4 more million. Never mind. Mick goes up a performance point overall to an 87. So both drivers now on an 87 overall rating. Let's take a quick look at our cars. The suspension is going to fail soon. It's okay on that one. Might need to make another spare though, because again, the suspensions that we're working on, they're a way off. As you can see, still 9 days away, plus manufacturing time on top. We don't have any slots available yet, though, so I might just hold off and see how we do. What gap have we got between Miami and the next race? Oops. So we've got a 2-week gap between Miami and Imola. There is the suspension being ready, so we can get 1 in time for Imola, but only 1. We'll have 2 ready for Monaco though, which would be nice. Next race at Miami is going to be affected by weather. We're going to have a rain on the Friday and on the Saturday, which could well affect qualifying. It will be a dry race though. Expecting us to have a strong performing car at Miami. Just going back here, you can see we've got another chassis coming. So that'll be an upgrade for Mick. No spare suspension though. So it's not a sprint weekend, so we can probably go ahead and fit the new suspension to Mick for the next race. We'll do all that on Monday when we come back for the Miami Grand Prix. That's everything for this evening. It's been a wonderful weekend. We've had a 1-2 in the sprint, a 1-2 in qualifying, a 1-2 in the Grand Prix, and the fastest lap as well. It's been a very impressive weekend. Oscar didn't quite get the clean sweep. Mick got the pole position by giving him Oscar giving him the slipstream he needed to get him onto the front row. But apart from that, it's been a faultless weekend for both of our drivers. And I am very pleased to have pulled so far ahead of Ferrari. We are comfortable now in second place, which is our season objective, but we are close to Red Bull. And if we can keep our pace going for the next few races, with some more upgrades still in the works, we've got a real shot at the championship this season, both the drivers and the constructors. As you can see, we are just 2 points away from Max in the drivers' standings. So, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. I certainly have. I hope you have a good weekend. I will be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. on Monday for the next round in Miami. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.